Welcome today, everyone, to the White House. I'd like to briefly answer some questions. Go ahead, I'm ready.
JVN.
Oh, yes.
Is it true that is all your natural hair?
Yes, I can confirm that this is not a wig.
Follow-up question, do you use your own products?
I do use JVN hair, actually exclusively for over 4 years. Next question.
Is it true Karamo is your favorite member of the Fab Five?
I will say that I can confirm that Karamo Brown is my favorite member of the Fab Five. I also have a very strict rule that if I'm only with one of our castmates, they are in fact my favorite.
Yeah. Wow. That's actually more legitimate information that we got from the White House in a very long time. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of wearechange.org, and there's a lot of crazy and wild news that we should be getting into today as Russian submarines are now again off the coast of Florida, as there are some major media publications swirling around that Joe Biden should get rid of Kamala Harris and replace her with the one and only Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, I am not joking you this, as it definitely does look like the situation is really bad, but is it? As I think there's also a larger cultural revolution, a backlash, an awakening, a renaissance happening right now. And I think what we're seeing in the podcast charts really does highlight the larger kind of wake-up call for America. Will it be enough to inform and empower people to make the right decisions for themselves? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast highlights yet another PR kind of nightmare by the Biden administration, inviting a lot of very kind of strange people to the White House to discuss some very strange ideas that are not very YouTube friendly. As, of course, Dylan Mulvaney's hairdresser, Jonathan Van Ness, was at the White House, invited by Kamala Harris, who soon might be getting the boot from the Biden administration. All of this as a lot of woke things are finally not only being realized, but also being recalled, like in California, where Oakland's own progressive Democratic mayor is being recalled. As the Daily Mail writes a very interesting title for this story that says, quote, "Glimmer of hope for hellhole California city as residents take drastic action against their progressive mayor." This, as many citizens are angry over the local government's failure to have a grip on the current situation in Oakland, which has been regressing for a very long time. This is a campaign website to oust her with this recall reads that through her incompetence and dishonesty, it has, quote, accelerated Oakland's decline, causing long-standing businesses to close and generational families to leave. This as in the Daily Mail's own poll, asking their viewers to respond if this mayor should lose their job or not. Over 97% of people said yes. As the photos, the videos, the recorded incidences of what actually goes on in Oakland is absolutely horrifying, and a larger blueprint for many blue Democratic cities that are following in their footsteps. As, of course, woke leftists do some really weird stuff, as just now, Stop Oil activists in the United Kingdom have decided to vandalize prehistoric monuments, specifically going after Stonehenge and using orange paint, spraying them on these ancient stones, as a lot of people, except for one Japanese tourist, decided to, of course, intervene and stop, as a lot of the guards, a lot of the security there just failed to do their job. This, as a lot of people today are saying that Stop Oil probably is being financed by big oil in order to make all these larger environmentalists look absolutely crazy, unhinged, and just radicalized, self-destructive types of sociopaths. And shouts out to this one single lone tourist that actually intervened here and tried to stop them. As in related woke crazy people news, we have today an op-ed from the Washington Post that is now suggesting what is pretty clear here, and that is that the Democrats are wrestling with an age problem. And somehow a 76-year-old Hillary Clinton could come to the rescue. I'm not joking. This is literally what they're writing. She's 76. Okay, how is she going to come to the rescue when she's an old, elderly woman that literally hawks loogies into her drinking waters and then continues to drink them? Did the Washington Post forget that this is also the same lady that collapsed during her election cycle when she was running to be president of the United States, as this very kind of bewildered, probably paid for op-ed highlights how Biden, at the age of 82 on his inauguration day, potentially this election cycle, should replace Harris and bring in Hillary Clinton as his vice president of the United States, because when Biden eventually comes down from his seat of power or is taken down, I mean, especially if Hillary Clinton's the VP, there's not much longer for Joe Biden if that's a particular case. I don't care if you're Goliath. If you have Hillary Clinton as your VP, you're going down. As of course, Hillary Clinton is not a popular politician. The people overwhelmingly do not like her. And if she is going to have a seat at the throne of power, this is definitely one perfect way for her to achieve that without even needing to run a presidential election. This has Kamala Harris, also very unpopular, but if things keep going the way that they are, and if Biden wins, she probably will be the next president of the United States. Probably one of the least popular presidents ever, as she's already the least popular VP candidate. As I think it's fair to say, there's going to be a lot of shakeups this election cycle, as a lot of people are looking for the Biden replacement, and a lot of people are saying it probably will be happening after the DNC, so someone could be installed rather than, of course, elected. This as the Democrats keep bringing us closer to, of course, war with Russia, as the Miami Herald today is reporting that Russian nuclear submarines are back on Florida's coast as more warships are heading towards the Caribbean, as the United States Navy is on a red alert, as just 3 hours ago we got reports of nuclear Russian submarines passing in the Miami coastline. This as Russia and countries like North Korea are becoming more closely aligned, as Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, just announced that if either of these countries are attacked, that they will be helping each other if that scenario or situation unfolds, as a lot of the BRICS nations are coming closer and closer together, specifically Russia, China, North Korea, India, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Iran. All of these countries seem to be coalescing around the larger idea of moving away from the U.S. petrodollar, which of course will have grave implications, as it's fair to say that there is a larger de-dollarization effort out there that is going to have some very severe consequences on the purchasing power of your dollar. And while you still have some power, you should check out wearechange.shop and check out the amazing products and services that we have available to you. As of course, we have lawn signs, we have supplements, and we have great products that are really awesome, really incredible. One of my favorites is, of course, Essential Fatty, and that is fish oil with EPA and DHA. I really like this stuff. There's been studies shown that if you're a smoker, fish oils are essential towards your heart and brain health, towards your overall health, as a lot of people aren't getting enough fish. And if they are, they're probably getting it from bad sources, as of course a lot of fishes are filled with a lot of heavy metals. These fishes, for our fish oils, are tested for the top quality, tested for all of those neurotoxin and heavy metals, which of course they don't have any of. I like fish oils. I take fish oils. This stuff doesn't give people those weird fish oil burps that they usually get with some other fish oil supplements. These are really sourced from small fish like sardines, and it's something that I had positive results from. Get yourself some fish oil right now on wearechange.shop, because you could support major corporations, you could support Amazon, or you could support us with things that people buy every single day. So why don't you just support independent media, the culture, the brand, and the larger projects that we have available for you through your direct support and participation, as in the same realm of taking care of yourself, working out, and becoming the best version of yourself. We are organizing a nature hike this Friday, noon, in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. Again, I have a view here of just some of the mountains here. They are absolutely incredible. One of the best, most beautiful, most amazing places on the face of this earth are right here in this beautiful forest, nature-filled area that truly has a lot of incredible gems. I'm going to be highlighting one of those gems that I personally love myself, that I think you will too, that will be very, quote, awe-stunning. It's not a word, but I made it up. It doesn't matter. You'll understand it once I take you to my secret spot, my secret location, where we're going to be doing a 20, 30-minute nature hike that does involve some incline. Now, there are steps, so it's not too crazy, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be awesome to get to know some members of LukeUnfiltered.com, as, of course, you guys also get the ability to call into our live show, as we're doing a live podcast show on this channel, 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, with Chris Martinson of Peak Prosperity, someone who, of course, is a major independent media figure that provides us a lot of actionable information that I think is really important to focus on, as independent media has served as an important wake-up call to a lot of Americans to really realize what's happening in this world, as, of course, two titans in independent media recently met and interviewed each other. This, of course, was a conversation between Russell Brand and Alex Jones, and I found this particular clip of what Alex had to say very interesting and important for introspection here, specifically when it comes from the information that we're all getting in today's day and age, where we don't realize one important thing that Alex just brought up.
The biggest problem we have is not believing we're powerful. So there's evil, there's controllers, there's bad groups. Well, you know you're not controlled. So move past, is Russell Brand good, or is David Icke good, or is Elon Musk good, or is Joe Rogan good? Like, you want freedom, right? You want justice, you want a future. Well, then why would you not say other people exist when I'm promoting freedom and exposing the enemy? But it's this thing of like, I'm better than you. I'm good. I'm pure, like a Pharisee that Christ talked about. You're not good. I'm good. That's satanic. I mean, take Elon Musk. And it's not about kissing his ass. I'm on X. He's devastating them every day with hundreds of millions of views, with transgenderism and open borders and world government and carbon taxes and depopulation and replacement migration. And you can't argue with energy to energy. It's a mathematical equation. He's literally devastating them. And then I'm supposed to sit back and go, I'm a Pharisee to Christ. You know what? You're not perfect. You're going to. I'm literally supposed to sit back and watch devastation of the enemy. Like, they are their pants and go, I could have done it better. Great, get on the field. Show us what you'll do. Stop complaining that Russell Brand's bad or Alex Jones, because we're honest about who we are. I don't want any excuses. Let's say Russell Brand, Alex Jones, Donald Trump are the devil. Let's say Tucker Carlson's as bad as it gets. Great, stop. Show me what you can do instead of claiming everything is controlled.
This is, of course, there's always been conversations about controlled opposition and people working for nefarious people and conspiracy-minded individuals that I think Alex kind of perfectly highlights are their kind of own worst enemies, as, of course, they are kind of hyper-focused on not believing anything and everyone, creating this kind of hysterical paranoia rather than actual actions that serve the greater humanity, its needs, and its interests. And I think Alex Jones, whether you agree with him on some things or disagree with him, whether you like him or dislike him, definitely represents someone who is able to get people to think outside of the controlled narrative box. He's been an individual that, of course, pushed the Overton window severely, as The Atlantic even writes that Alex Jones lost everything and, quote, still won. As, of course, Elon Musk has allowed him to have a voice on his social media platform, something that now there are legal efforts trying to undermine and take away from Alex Jones, who, of course, is facing severe legal battles for the future of his company and his business, as it's fair to say that there are many concerted efforts trying to silence and stop him, and they're not working. And the more that they attack him, the more popular he becomes. And again, him facing a $1.5 billion defamation damage charge just highlights how extraordinary this entire situation is, as a lot of his personal assets soon will be liquidated in order to pay off this larger summary judgment against him, highlighting once again how every action has an equal reaction to it. And with significant pressure trying to undermine him, I think more and more people are listening to him more than ever. And I do personally think messages like this, as of course Alex continues on his personal rant here, are extremely important for the general public to understand.
Let's see what they can do, because we are literally trying to stop World War III. We're literally trying to stop election fraud. We're trying to turn our energy back on, which the left is literally turning off agriculture, fertilizer, energy, water. I mean, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to keep your water on, folks. I've got kids. I know what this is going to look like in a road warrior scenario. These globalists are a satanic death cult. So if you don't join us, you're with the devil. In fact, I'll give them what they want to hear. You say, I'm with the devil? No. Those of you saying there is no hope, those of you saying Christ isn't real, those of you saying God didn't call us to victory, those of you saying that we've given a spirit of overcoming and victory, not of weakness. When the enemy comes like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord lifts up a standard against it. You are the Satanists. I love Jesus Christ. I want human victory throughout the stars. And any of you saying that I serve Satan are servants of Satan, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ.
As it definitely does look like the man has been channeling something, or larger kind of energetic frequencies that are probably at play here, as again, we are seeing a particular playbook being played out here in many different ways, many different iterations, as of course the larger efforts there are to destroy someone seem like they're the larger efforts that actually define someone and essentially make them that much more prominent, as highlighted by this latest Newsweek article that is titled Candace Owens, Joe Rogan podcast message goes viral, as her message essentially is that she cannot be stopped, that the world is changing, the old system is failing, quote, be encouraged. And with that larger message, I would absolutely agree with Candace Owens here, who also faces significant canceling pressures as well, as she was just fired from her job. Very interestingly, the second top podcast in the United States also was recently fired from his job as well, as the first one never really had a job, as he's this kind of MMA bro dude that has literally done more for intellectual conversation, for critical thinking, than I believe the vast majority of higher institutions of learning that have absolutely failed this country and the future children of it. This, as Candace Owens has just started her own podcast after being fired by the Daily Wire. As Candace is another person who has a lot of faith, so does, of course, Tucker Carlson, and they routinely bring it up, especially when it comes to the larger battles and challenges that they have to face for daring to question the establishment. As the most influential podcasts right now should be a major white pill for the majority of critical thinking, independent Americans out there that are sick of the propaganda, the misinformation, the larger psyopses that, of course, are played up against them, as this is a major cultural victory that is surely changing things within our society in what I believe to be the most positive, most amazing freaking ways. And these charts don't lie. Now, Candace Owens shared the top charts on Spotify. That is one platform. There's, of course, a lot of other ones, as Joe Rogan, Theo Von, looks like they're leading the way as well on all these other social media platforms. And a lot of this has to do with you sharing, voting with your clicks, voting with your likes, voting with your dollar, signing up to LukeUnfiltered.com, and supporting true independent media. As of course, there's a war on for your mind, to quote someone from Austin, Texas that I personally know, and that war, I think, is being won. Now, am I too white-pilled? Am I too wrong? As of course, we usually hyper-focus on a lot of the negative things in our society on social media. I wanted to do something different, as these top charts of what people are actually listening to, of what they're tuning into, of what they're resonating with, of what they're vibrating with in many kind of energetic, hippy-dippy ways, does highlight a shift in the culture. And that shift might be good, and that shift might mean great, amazing, incredible things for the future of this country. Am I naive? Am I too white-pilled? I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Come out to the nature hike. Let's do fun things. Let's touch grass. Let's get off the internet. Let's live life to the fullest. And if you agree with that message, share this video with your friends and family members and sign up right now to lukeunfiltered.com. I will see you there right after this broadcast. Special video available for members right there, right now. Subscribe, click the notification button. See you guys tomorrow, all here on youtube.com/wearechange. Love you guys.